The objective of this video is to get you going quickly with the mappl-io Spatial Tables app. You would see one of our built-in spatial tables examples. We would have a tour through the various aspects of the app. You would open the example, you would select it, you would view it as a table, and then we would export it to an external application. So let us get going. Once you open the app, you would see that we have included a few worked examples for you to get you going quickly. But before we start viewing examples, let us open the Spatial Tables information page, where you would learn about using spatial tables. Spatial tables are very important because they are how you're representing visually table data in this app. If you have not done so already, make sure to watch the What are Spatial Tables video included in this channel. The link is included in the description below. The illustration in front of you shows you the main steps that we would follow during this demo. We would start off with a spatial table, one of our spatial table examples. We would then view it as a regular table, and then we would open it in an external application. The spatial table here, shown in yellow, is of course a mockup, but if you want to see the real thing, you can just scroll down to the bottom of the page where you can view an example. Notice that we are using sticky notes to record information and that we are using rectangles and text boxes to define categories which are placed in a hierarchy. Let us go back to the main app panel and see what spatial table examples are included as templates as part of the app itself. We have my first spatial table example, that's the one that we will be using in this demo. But in addition to that, we have a set of practical examples, which you might want to check out at some stage. Okay, it's time to open our first spatial table example and see how spatial tables are in fact used in the app. As you can see, the spatial table and some instruction information is directly added to your board. There is an important thing to mention here. Because we add items directly to your board, it's a very good idea to use a part of a board that is empty from other items. It is probably worth it taking a look at the simple spatial table that just opened. It has sticky notes for information, and it contains two levels of category hierarchies. We have a top level and then a second level. And it will in fact be the content of the sticky notes and the combination of categories and their hierarchies that will be represented in the final results table that we are about to look in just a little bit. To view a results table, all we have to do is to select the items on the spatial table that we want to be included in the query, and then to click on the blue button in the main app. Do you see what just happened? We started off with a collection of items on your Miro board, and we ended up with a real table. We just gave your board a superpower. You can now build tables visually. There are a few things that you can do in the results table view. You can, for example, move the borders of columns. You can also manipulate the data that has been included in the table visible on the screen. You can, for example, sort columns. You can also filter data. You can use the filter text box in the top left corner of the table to filter for data that is included in the entire table. You can also filter individual columns. There is an important thing to understand at this stage. We are about to download a CSV file, and the data in the CSV file will reflect the filters and the sorting that we just did. Okay, so let us go ahead and download the app and open it in an external application. In this case, I'm using a spreadsheet, and this is the Mac spreadsheet, which is called Numbers. In this case, we can do many of the things that we were doing in our app. You can sort data, and of course you can filter data based on individual columns. These were of course all things that we could do directly in the app, but using an external application allows you a lot more capabilities. For example, one of the reasons why I like using numbers is because it allows us to very quickly categorize. Now this is something that both Excel and Google Sheets do not easily do. This is typically something that a no-code application such as Airtable or Notion or Coda would allow you to do. In this case, we can use the top level and second level categories to group the data so that we can very easily access just the bits that we are interested in. Let us, for example, only show the sticky notes under another second level category. You can imagine that being able to group data like that is very convenient, especially if you will be using the mappl-io spatial tables app repeatedly and building a very large table. Of course, you would very often be using external applications to enhance the data in the table. You might, for example, want to add an additional column with due dates so that you can track tasks better. And of course, you may want to be adding things such as comments so that you and your team can collaborate better on the task that's being worked on. The main thing to emphasize is that we were able to start working visually directly in Miro. We were able to convert the spatial tables that we built into regular tables. We were able to modify them, and we ended up being able to import the data into an external application that would fit perfectly with our typical workflow, the stack that we use in our organization. If you want to learn more about how you can use the mappl-io spatial tables app for various practical applications, make sure to watch some of the other videos in our YouTube channel.